Have you ever wondered if the chaotic headlines of today have been foretold thousands of years ago? If you're looking for answers that go beyond the surface, you've landed in the right place. Welcome back to Bible Story Spot. Today, we're diving deep into a book that unlocks the rise and fall of empires, the forces shaping our world, and the ultimate destiny of humanity. Get ready to be captivated by the incredible story and mind-blowing prophecies of Daniel. This isn't just ancient history, it's a living blueprint of events that continue to unfold even now. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment as we unravel the mysteries held within the visions of this remarkable prophet. Let's get started. Imagine being ripped from your homeland, your family, everything you know, and taken to a foreign land as a captive. That's exactly what happened to Daniel, a young man of noble descent from Judah, when the mighty Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar conquered Jerusalem. But Daniel wasn't just any captive. He possessed a sharp mind, unwavering faith, and a spirit that refused to be broken. In Babylon, Daniel and his friends were selected for special training to serve in the king's court. They were taught the language and literature of the Babylonians and were expected to partake in the king's rich food and wine. But Daniel, determined to remain faithful to God's laws, made a bold decision. He requested permission to abstain from the royal provisions and instead eat simple vegetables and water. This seemingly small act of defiance impressed the officials, and God blessed Daniel and his friends with wisdom, understanding, and excellent health that surpassed that of their counterparts who indulged in the king's delicacies. This early display of integrity and God's favor set the stage for Daniel's extraordinary journey. Years passed, and Daniel's reputation for wisdom grew. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream so profound and disturbing that it left him completely bewildered. He summoned his wise men, sorcerers, and astrologers, demanding not only that they interpret the dream, but also that they tell him what the dream itself was. He believed that a true understanding of such a significant dream could only come from those with genuine divine insight. His demand threw the Babylonian wise men into utter panic. They protested, saying that no king had ever asked such an impossible thing. Their inability to meet the king's demand infuriated Nebuchadnezzar, and in a fit of rage, he issued a decree that all the wise men of Babylon should be put to death. Imagine the terror that gripped Daniel and his friends, who were also considered among the wise men. Facing imminent death, Daniel didn't despair. Instead, he turned to the only source of true wisdom, God. He and his friends earnestly prayed for God to reveal the king's dream and its meaning. And in a dramatic turn of events, God answered their prayer. In a night vision, the mystery was unveiled to Daniel. Filled with gratitude and courage, Daniel approached King Nebuchadnezzar. With humility and respect, he declared that there was indeed a God in heaven who reveals mysteries, and he had made known to the king what would happen in the future. Then, Daniel proceeded to describe the king's forgotten dream. Daniel recounted how the king had seen a colossal statue, magnificent and terrifying in its splendor. Its head was made of pure gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, and its feet were partly of iron and partly of baked clay. As the king watched, a stone was cut out, but not by human hands, and it struck the statue on its feet of iron and clay and crushed them all to pieces. The gold, the silver, the bronze, the iron, and the clay all became like chaff on a threshing floor in the summer, and the wind swept them away so that not a trace was left. But the stone that struck the statue became a huge mountain and filled the whole earth. Nebuchadnezzar was astounded. Daniel had perfectly described his dream. Now came the crucial part, the interpretation. Daniel explained that the golden head represented Nebuchadnezzar himself and his Babylonian kingdom, the first great empire. But, he continued, after Babylon would come another kingdom, inferior to it, symbolized by the silver chest and arms. This is widely understood to represent the Medo-Persian Empire, which indeed conquered Babylon. Following that would be a third kingdom of bronze, which would rule over the whole earth, likely the Greek Empire under Alexander the Great. Then would come a fourth kingdom, as strong as iron. that would crush and shatter everything, the rock's mighty Roman Empire. But Daniel's prophecy didn't end there. He pointed to the feet, partly of iron and partly of baked clay, indicating a future kingdom that would be divided and partly strong, partly brittle, a mixture that would not hold together. This has often been interpreted as the fragmentation of the Roman Empire and the subsequent history of Europe, with its shifting alliances and powers that never fully coalesced into a single dominant force. And then came the climax of the dream, the stone, cut out without human hands, that struck and destroyed the statue, represented a kingdom that God himself would set up, a kingdom that would never be destroyed, nor would it be left to another people. It would crush all those earthly kingdoms and stand forever. This is the eternal kingdom of God, inaugurated by Jesus Christ. Nebuchadnezzar was utterly overwhelmed by the power and accuracy of Daniel's interpretation. He fell prostrate before Daniel, paid him honor, and commanded that an offering and incense be presented to him. The king acknowledged the supremacy of Daniel's God, declaring, "Surely your God is the God of gods and the Lord of kings and a revealer of mysteries, for you were able to reveal this mystery." Daniel was greatly honored and appointed to a high position in the province of Babylon, a testament to God's faithfulness even in a foreign land. But this was just the beginning of the prophetic revelations entrusted to Daniel. Daniel's rise to prominence, however, stirred jealousy among some of the Babylonian officials. They sought to undermine him and his friends. When King Nebuchadnezzar erected a massive golden image and commanded everyone in the kingdom to bow down and worship it upon the sound of musical instruments, Daniel's three close friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, refused. Their loyalty belonged to God alone. Enraged by their defiance, Nebuchadnezzar had them brought before him, giving them one last chance to comply. But their response was unwavering and filled with faith. "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to present a defense to you in this matter. If our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the furnace of blazing fire and out of your hand, O king, let him deliver us. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up." Furious, Nebuchadnezzar ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual and commanded his strongest soldiers to tie up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing inferno. The fire was so intense that the flames leaped out and killed the very soldiers who threw them in. But then, an unbelievable sight unfolded. King Nebuchadnezzar leaped to his feet in amazement and asked his officials, "Was it not 3 men that we threw bound into the fire?" They replied, "Certainly, O king." The king exclaimed, "But I see 4 men unbound, walking around in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt. And the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods." Nebuchadnezzar approached the opening of the blazing furnace and called out, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." And they emerged from the fire, completely unharmed. Not a hair on their heads was singed, their robes were not scorched, and there was not even the smell of fire on them. Once again, King Nebuchadnezzar was forced to acknowledge the power of the God of Israel. He issued a decree protecting Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and praising their God, who had sent his angel to rescue his servants who trusted in him. This miraculous deliverance not only saved Daniel's friends, but also served as a powerful testimony to the true God in the heart of the Babylonian Empire. But the prophetic journey of Daniel was far from over. In our next part, we'll delve into even more mysterious visions, the terrifying beasts emerging from the sea, the cryptic writing on the wall during Belshazzar's feast, and the stunning prophecies concerning the Messiah and the end times. You won't believe what God revealed to Daniel about the future of kingdoms and the ultimate destiny that awaits. So, make sure you hit that like button if you're intrigued, share this video with anyone who loves a good mystery or wants to understand the bigger picture of history and prophecy, and definitely subscribe to Bible Story Spot so you don't miss the mind-blowing conclusion of Daniel's prophecies in our next video. The best is yet to come.